Hello, my friends. Today is December already, and it's really good time to start making Christmas presents for your friends and family. I would like to show you today how to make such a nice Christmassy mitten for a child who is 3 or 4 years old. This mitten will be for a boy because it's kind of boyish colors. But if you use pink or different girls' colors, you can use same pattern to make a mitten for a girl. So to start, we will need two sizes of needles. We'll need needles 4.5 millimeters, which is size number 7, US size number 7, and also need needles 3.5 millimeters. This is size number 4. To start, we will take bigger needles, 4.5 millimeters, which is size number 7. We will take a yarn and we will need to cast on 20 loops. So for that we will use 2 needles. We'll just put them together and we will cast on 20 stitches. If we put 2 needles together, then it will make our end nice and elastic, and it wouldn't be tight for the hand to go in, because you want it to stay tight on the hand and be a little bit more loose over here. So let's cast on 20 stitches, but actually we'll need 21. One we will just use to connect them together. So I have 21 stitches now, and now I can divide the stitches on the 3 knitting needles. We can do on 4, but because it's just so few of them, so it just would make sense just to put them on 3 different needles. Just spread them somehow equally. After you divided them on 3 knitting needles, now you put them on a table or just hold them in your hand and just make sure that all the ends nicely inside and none of them are crooked or twisted. Now to connect them together, first row would be a little bit more challenging only because your stitches are quite loose in the beginning, but next row would be much easier to do. So now we need to put 1 stitch from right needle onto left needle and put needle inside and put second stitch into first stitch and put second stitch back on the needle. Okay, so now we connected them. Now just pull the ends to make that first stitch tight. And now we can start knitting. Okay, and we start with 1 knit, 1 knit, 1 purl. Oh, something is tight in here. Okay, purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl. So now we go onto our second needle and keep doing the same. 1 knit, 1 purl, and do the same till the end of a row. Okay, so we did 1 row, went all around, and now we need to make 9 more rows. So all together here in the beginning I have 10 rows, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl. So exactly what I showed you just now, just repeat 9 more times. That all in total you would have 10 rows. Okay, now I have 10 rows, and now it's time to switch onto smaller needles, which I did already. I just put on a place where I had bigger needles. I just take those smaller ones, but we can also exchange them while we are knitting. So now out of 20 stitches we need to make 30 stitches. So now we need to add 10 more stitches, because here we will knit on a smaller size needles, that it would be more like warmer, right, and not and would protect our hand from cold. So how we do that? Okay, so now we'll start knitting, and right away we will divide our knitting onto 4 needles, and fifth one we will use to knit. So 2 needles will have 8 stitches, and 2 needles will have 7 stitches in total, like when we are done casting on 30 stitches. So we start with knit 1, and where we had purl we will do all stitches knits. We won't have purls anymore. So purl 1 we knit, and now to add a stitch we put our right needles in between stitches, and we put that piece of yarn on left needle, and we knit it as knit. So now instead of 2 stitches we have 3 stitches. Okay, let's do it again. 1, 2, and now we need to add 1. Put on a needle. Okay, so 1 more. Okay, and now we knit, and now we need to add 1. We just take yarn right in between on a needle. Okay, and keep doing same until you have 30 stitches all around. So we add, after we knit 2 we add 1, we knit 2 we add 1. Okay, and now after adding I have 30 stitches on my needles. I have 7, like opposite 7, 7, like 8, 8, 7, 7. So it just makes me a nice square or rectangle, right? And then it would be easier to knit. Now we just will knit all the stitches, right? We don't have any other pattern right now. So we put our needle from left to right, and we knit, and it will make a nice stitches. They wouldn't be crooked or anything. So now we go and just knit 2 more rows. It would be 3 in total. Okay, after we did 3 plain rows, now we need to start making natural line for a thumb. See, it's on both sides. Like for grown up it would look bigger and wider, but for a small child we'll do only 3. I will add 3 times. I'll add 3 more on each side. We'll add 3 more stitches. So we will put a marker here, and we will add, like we put 1 marker in the beginning, and then we'll add another marker, but we will add stitches in between markers. Now we'll add first stitch. We'll do same way like we did, adding stitches in the beginning on this side. Oops. Okay, and we knit the stitch, then we'll knit next stitch which we had, and now we'll add another stitch, but here watch careful, because we won't put this left needle from the front, we'll put it from the back. It will help our stitches to look nice. Okay, now instead of one stitch we have 3 stitches, and we put second marker here. So next time we'll add stitches in between markers. Oh, I forgot to take another needle, so I'll do it later. I'll just keep knitting. Let's keep knitting till the end of a row and another row. Like, we will finish knitting this row, and then we'll need to knit second row without adding any stitches. So let's finish by ourselves knitting all around one row, and then let's do again another row without adding any stitches. Okay, so I did knit 2 rows after, and now it's time to add some stitches again. Like I said, we will add stitches in between markers. So if we move marker on right needle, now it's time to add a stitch. So we put stitch our needle from front to back, and we will knit for the farthest. Okay, so knits next 3 loops, and now we add another loop before marker, and we take front and we knit. Okay, and now put marker, oops, it's open. Okay, put marker on the right needle and keep knitting. Again, finish this row, and next row knit all around with no changes. Okay, now we have 2 rows more, and we have 5 stitches in between markers. And now we need to add 2 more stitches. First stitch we knit, we put marker on our right needle, and now we'll add a stitch again. Okay, now we knit next 5 stitches. And now we need to add another stitch before marker. Needle from the back, and we will knit from front to back. Okay, now we have 7 stitches between markers, and we just knit this row all around, and then we'll knit another row without adding stitches, just how many we have, how many we need. Okay, let's finish knitting this row by ourselves and then knit 1 more row without changes. Okay, now we have 7 stitches in between markers, and we went up, made the addition for our thumb, and now it's big enough for a thumb. Now we need to take our loops, so we'll knit 1, and now all those loops, 7 of them, we need to put on, you can use safety pin, you can put them on a safety pin, or you can take a bigger needle with a piece of yarn and just put them on a different piece of yarn. That's what I'll do. See, I'll just move them all on a needle like this, all 7 of them. Okay, take marker away, put in bins away. Okay, and you can tie it a little bit just to secure it. Now we won't touch these loops for a while until we finish knitting this part. Then we'll come back and finish making a thumb. So to continue knitting, we need to add few more stitches. I'll add 3. 1, 2, 3. See, we added 3 stitches. And now we can continue knitting. We connect them together and just going into circles. Just keep knitting each row, and we need to go up 18 rows. I will keep knitting 15 rows, and then I'll change yarn. I'll put blue yarn on, and I'll keep knitting 3 rows with blue yarn, that I would have a total 18 rows. And then I'll show you how to finish up this part, how to do this beautiful end for a mitten. Okay, so just keep going up 18 rows, and you should be fine, because you don't need to add anything. You don't need to make less or more loops. Okay, we are here where we just added loops, so just knit them same way as you knit all the others. 2, and the third one. Okay, and now we are connected again to the here. Okay, so let's keep going same way, 18 rows. So now I knitted up 18 rows, like I said, and 15 rows of dark blue and 3 rows of light blue. Now I have on my needles, each needle has 8 stitches. So, and then in a total it's 16 stitches on one side, here is some, and 18 stitches on the other side. So this side would be front, and this side would be inside, and here we'll have some. So if you divide your stitches, that some would be in the middle. And now I'll show you how to make this beautiful ending. So first stitch on this needle on the side, we knit. So 1 knit, and now we need to turn this stitch around, and now we knit 2 together. Okay, we knit 2 together, and then we just keep knitting all stitches from this needle. Okay, and now we are going on this needle, kind of second needle, you can count it. Okay, and when we have 3 stitches left, we need to knit 2 together from left to right, and last stitch we just knit usual way. Okay, so we have 7 stitches on each needle. So, and we do same with this side. So we knit 1, we turn around the stitch. It would look good. And then from right to left, we knit 2 stitches together. And then the rest of the stitches we just knit regular way. 3, 4, 5, and we go on our 4th needle. We knit 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when we have 3 left, 3rd and 2nd we knit together from left to right, and last stitch we just knit. Okay, so we went all around, and now we have 7 stitches on each needle, and next row we just knit all of them, just one row we do without changes. Let's do it by ourselves. Okay, I did 1 row around without changes, and now we need to do same thing again. I'll show you one more time how to do it. So we turn this stitch around and we knit together 2 stitches. Rest of the stitches from this needle we just knit. Okay, now we go into our 2nd needle. We knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and when 3 left on a needle, we'll knit 2 together, put needle from left to right and knit 2 together, and last one we just knit. So now we have just 6 stitches on that side, and let's do same with this side. 1 knit, let's turn around the stitch, 2 together, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and on our 4th needle we knit 1, 2, 3, 4, and these 2 we knit together from left to right, and last stitch we knit. Okay, and now next row we just knit without changes. Okay, now we have it, we can see it started to get narrower here, and we have 6 stitches on each needle. So now we just keep going until we have only few stitches left. So 1 row we knit 1, then 2 together, and the rest we just knit again 2 together, and last one we knit. And so in row 1 we do knit together, and 2nd row we just knit all stitches regular way. The next row we again knit 2 together on 4 sides, and next row again we just knit plain without any changes. Okay, so we were knitting all the way up, and here I have only left 2 stitches on each needle. That's where we end. Now I'll cut this yarn. Just leave a little bit for to secure it in the end. Now take a bigger needle And let's put yarn into the needle. Okay, and let's put all the stitches from the needles on this needle, and you can do it also with a crochet hook. Okay, those two went to the needle, and let's work all of them, put all of them on the needle. And the last one. Okay, and if we pull it tight, okay, and now we need to put it inside. So if you do like this, here you can pull really hard, but not too hard that you wouldn't break your yarn. Also, you can knit these needles from any kind of yarn. I'm using acrylic, but you can also use wool or superwash wool or merino wool or different blends of yarn. The most important part is that thickness of a yarn would be same to mine. So it would, if you have in 100 grams 200 meters, then you should be good. Okay, so now our yarn is inside, and this leftover piece we can just cut off. So now we have this beautiful top for our mitten. So in the second part of this video, I'll show you how to knit some, how to add stitches here, and also we'll do this beautiful snowflake together. Okay, if you have any questions, just ask them under the video. And if you like this video, just press thumb up, and also you're welcome to subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.